So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I'm here to stay. Won't look away. Storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it. My bones, I'm coming for it, coming for it. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I never kissed the rain. Ice runs in my veins. Won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? That's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. Storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it. My bones, I'm coming for it, coming for it. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's fact. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I take shots to the top, I'll get it gonna look back. 'Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
All right, guys, happy Thursday. I just realized as the music was playing, I had the wrong thumbnail on there. The thumbnail from live stream a couple days ago on options. Tonight, we're doing some live exam questions on annuities. That is going to be the topic. That is what I have been studying the last couple days. I put out a video kind of going through my study process earlier today. Man, I'm trying to finish this studying so I can go sit for the formal exam. And there's a couple topics I still need to finish. And I was going through annuities, and annuities are basically like a way to get an income stream when you retire. An insurance product, if you will. And you guys know me. I've been a trader for a long time. I'm not in the insurance industry. And if I have ever bought a life insurance in my past, it's been a term life insurance. So I know in a general sense how insurance works, but to go into the depth of annuities, to be able to pass the Series 65, Series 66, Series 6, Series 7, you're talking a whole nother level of needing to learn this crap. And I was reading through it all yesterday, trying to memorize it. Took the little quiz, and I did absolutely horrible. And I'm a pretty good test taker. And so what that told me was due to the complexity and my lack of familiarity with the subject matter, that just doing my normal read through, count on the memory bank, the brain, that was not going to work for this. So I went to the next level of study prep for a test. And you guys have taken tests before. You know how it is. Sometimes we can memorize stuff. Sometimes we have to do more work. So I watched some videos from some, there's a couple of other good channels that are dedicated to tutoring people on all of these tests. I've talked to some of them before, good people. And so I watched some videos to get a visual. First I read, then I get a visual. Then I did the write it down. You know, it helps you to study, to write things down. And my writing it down was not pen and paper. I did it on a slide deck so I could make a video about it. But that was part of my study and memorization process. If I can read it, watch it, write it, and then talk about it in a video, I'm hoping that I should be able to take a quiz live with you guys tonight and do better than the 55% that I got yesterday. So let's find out. Let's find out here. This is going to be easy pace. I don't know how many questions that is going to, I haven't done this formal practice exam here. We got these checkpoints, midterms, and final, and then we have these other practice exams by chapter. We're going to do the insurance one, which should cover annuities. There's 90 questions in the test bank here on achievable. And I don't know, we'll find out in a second how many questions are on today's little exam. And I'm not going to time myself. This is just the real exam will be timed. I think it's what, 3 hours for 130 questions, so a little bit over a minute per question. We're taking it easy tonight. We're hanging out. I'm going to read these questions. I'm going to read the choices. If I understand this subject matter, I should be able to explain everything to you. And I want you guys to guess too, whether you're familiar with annuities or not. That's fine. We're just hanging out, having a cold beer while I'm having a glass of water. Hopefully you're having a cold beer. And let's see how it goes. Let's go ahead and get started. And I think on these live streams, I'm going to clip them and edit them down to videos that just hone in on all the test questions without all my extra talking. But let's get the live done first, and we can worry about the editing over the weekend. The live will always be out there. We'll have a shorter version on a video. All right, let's get started. All right, we got 10 questions on this. Maybe I'll do 2 of these. Let's see how long this takes. I don't want to be here for more than an hour tonight. I've already been sitting at my trading desk here since 6, 7 this morning, and it is 9:10 at night with literally no break other than I went up to the corner store to get a snack, put some gas in the car. Let's see what we got here. All right, insurance, annuities. A sale, and I'm not, just to level set if you are not familiar with the Series 65. It's a securities exam. Insurance is one of many type of securities, right? Stocks, options, bonds, this is one subtopic of many in this chapter, and probably only a couple questions on the entire exam. Like, I've literally spent 2 days here trying to make sure I don't miss 2 questions. But every question matters. I don't want to take this test twice when I sit down for the real thing. So got to get them right. Number 1 here, let's see how it goes. A sales pitch on variable life insurance is being made by an insurance salesperson. Which of the following statements made by the salesperson would be considered true? All right, so we are talking about variable life insurance, a variable annuity. Variable, which of the following is true? It could be more than one, looking down at the answers. These are always tricky. We got 2 and 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 3 and 4, 1 and 3. All right, let's just talk through them. Variable life insurance is a registered security. That is true. If it is variable, it is considered a security. Fixed is not a security. Cash value grows at a guaranteed rate of return. That is not true. That would be fixed. This is a variable growth rate. So 1 is true, 2 is not. Number 3, the investor is subject to market risk. That is true because it is variable with the market and the investment you chose. You are subject to market risk. And number 4, premium payments are fixed. Gosh, I don't remember on that one. All right, so we got 1 and 3. The only, okay, so we have 1 and 3 or 1, 3, and 4. Premium payments are fixed. Variable life insurance. I think you can have, if I recall correctly, I think you can have variable payments as well. So I'm going to pick 1, 3, and 4. Let's find out. Whew. All right. That was kind of lucky because I couldn't remember on number 4 exactly. And I don't think I had that in my slide deck. So, but I do remember reading that variable life insurance can have variable. Oh, wait. No, it's premium payments are fixed. So they are fixed. Which of the following made by the would be true? Well, I just lucked into that one because I did not understand number 4 correctly. I lucked into it. Well, I'll take it, and I'll take it as a learning moment. Number 2, while researching multiple types of life insurance products, an investor composes a list of characteristics related to universal variable life insurance. Which of the following is not or are not a characteristic? All right, we want the characteristics of universal life. Which one or multiple in the list are not related to universal variable? I think here when we, well, number 1, flexible premiums, flexible cash value, and flexible premiums, I probably shouldn't add flexible in front of cash value. Flexible premiums, cash value, and death benefit excluded from the definition of a security. I don't think that is true since it's variable. Cash value invested in a general account. I think it is not true. Because it's variable. Policyholder subject to market risk. You should be subject to market risk. So which is not true? Flexible premiums, cash value, and death benefit. I'm going to say I know that 2 is not a characteristic, so it's got to be one of these that has number 2 in it. That would be 1, 2, and 3. All of the choices, I don't think it's all of the choices. I'm going to go with 2 and 3. Let's see. I'm going to say that was luck again. This is the great thing about doing these quizzes is highlighting what are you locked in on and what are you, oh, yeah. I'm going to use the best guess I have, knowing what I remember. But yeah, we'll go back and review these, and well, actually, let's look at the explanation. Universal variable life covers a policyholder for their entire life. Premiums are flexible, allowing for the policyholder to overfund the insurance. They may also use the cash value to skip premium payments. When the investor is young, a small portion of the premium pays for the death benefit. The rest goes to cash value, which is placed by the policyholder in a separate account. And all variable products are considered securities. All right. So those are kind of our clues. The things you need to remember before you take the quiz. Let's go on to the next one. An investor annuitizes their variable annuity and opts for a life with 10-year period certain. What best describes the length of time payments will be received. Okay, a variable annuity, life with 10-year period certain. That means it's going to pay for your, as long as you're alive. But if you die within the period, which in this case is 10, your beneficiary continues to receive your distribution until that period certain is over. So I'm looking for probably something that talks about 10 years. Maybe it mentions life and 10 years. Let's just see what they have as the possible answers, and we'll see which one makes sense. Which is the best description? Payments made until annuitant dies or for a 10-year period, whichever is longer. That one sounds correct. Payments made for annuitant's life plus an additional 10 years. No, it is not plus. Payments made for 10 years regardless of circumstance. No, because if you live longer than 10 years in your distribution phase, you will still get paid. So that is not correct. Payments made until annuitant dies or for a 10-year period, whichever occurs first. That is not correct, because you could die at 2 years. This is saying that it would end. This has to be the correct answer. All right, number 4. A sales pitch on whole life insurance is being made by an insurance salesperson. Which of the following statements made by the salesperson would be considered false or misleading? Whole life insurance. This form of life insurance is a registered security. Cash value grows at a guaranteed rate of return. The investor is subject to market risk, and premium payments are fixed. All right, I got to think about these for a second. This is another one. I needed to add, I guess I need to add some branches on my tree. If you watched my previous video, need to add some branches about universal versus whole life, because I didn't go in depth on the video that I made earlier today, and that is kind of hammering home here with these questions that I should be able to answer them like that, and I can't. So I obviously have a little bit more studying to do. Let's see if we can figure this out though. We have 2, 3, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 3. This form of life insurance is a registered security. Whole life insurance. I believe that should be a registered security. So I want an answer that has number 1 in it. That will eliminate this one and give me these 3. Cash value grows at a guaranteed rate of return. I don't think that that is true, and that's not even one of the options. Which of the following, it's asking which of these are misleading. All right, I said I think 1 is true, so we need one that does not have number 1. So that would make, so this is how they trick you with these questions. You gotta pay attention. If it's a registered security, then the investor would be subject to market risk, though. I'm going to guess, I'm just looking at these answers and seeing which ones are related to each other. I'm going to guess 1 and 3. I promise you that was pure luck. How did I pick that one? Since I'm still a little fuzzy on whole life, I looked at 1 and 3 are related. If it's a registered security, then the investor is subject to market risk. And then I swagged it. I'm going to have more studying to do on this topic tomorrow. I can already tell. We're doing good on the test, but it's mostly luck, and I don't want to go into the real exam on luck. Which of the following statements is false based on a false regarding a variable annuity? All right. It is subject to registration under the Securities Act. That is true. Variable annuities are securities, so they are subject to registration. Payouts are determined by the investment performance in the distribution phase. Payouts are determined by investment performance in the accumulation phase, I think is the correct answer. So that one might be false. The investor's assets are held in the insurance company's general account. That is definitely false. Variable annuity, the assets are held in a separate account, not a general account. That I'm certain of. And an investor may make unlimited contributions in the accumulation phase. That is true. So the false one, I was deciding between the payout question and the general account. I know that this is true. This one I'm still a little fuzzy on. I'm going to pick false. All right, that was correct. Number 6, a hard question. In which of the following circumstances is an equity indexed annuity most likely to subject an investor to a loss? The only time, I mean, just off the top of my head without looking at the answers, the only time that I could think would be is if you didn't have a floor. But let's see what the questions, what the answers are. The spread rate exceeds the returns of the linked index. That's possible, but you should have a floor of 0%. I don't remember the text talking about if the spread dropped you below the floor. I mean, they didn't particularly talk about that scenario. Let's see what else we got. The linked index declines significantly. Probably not. Most likely to subject the investor to a loss. Probably not that. A distribution is taken prior to the surrender period elapsing. That would be a problem. You're taking an early distribution. Wait, a distribution taken before the surrender period has elapsed. Yeah, you need to outweight the surrender period. I think that would be pretty bad. And number 4, credited index returns are less than the assigned floor. Well, you got a floor, so it doesn't matter. I think that taking an early distribution before the surrender period elapse is probably going to be the worst. All right. That was a hard question. I was pretty confident in the answer, and we got that right. Number 7, the measure of an account owner's ownership in the variable annuity separate account during the distribution phase can be determined by the number of during the distribution phase. You got accumulation phase and distribution phase. So the measure of the ownership in the variable annuity separate account during distribution can be determined by the number of you have accumulation units during accumulation phase, and I believe it's going to be either payout units or annuity units. I'm pretty sure the terminology during distribution phase is annuity units. So let's go with that. Final answer. That is correct. Number 8, which of the following statements regarding the death benefit on a variable annuity are correct? Which of the following statements regarding the death benefit on a variable annuity are correct? All right, I'm pretty sure I've got death benefits of variable annuities memorized. Let's see what they got. We can have multiple, we're going to have multiple correct. The death benefit applies in the accumulation phase. That is correct. The death benefit applies in the distribution phase. No. The death benefit on a variable annuity covers you typically during the accumulation phase. So we're going to have an answer that has number 1 in it because we're looking for correct. So again, we're going to have 1 and 3 or 1 and 4. Let's see what else we got here. The beneficiary receives the lesser of account value or basis. No. The beneficiary receives the greater of the account value or basis. That is correct. So should be 1 and 4. The reason this beneficiary gets, if you contributed $100,000 and the account's worth $150 and you die in the accumulation phase, your beneficiary, your spouse or whoever, will get $150,000. That's just the way the rules are. They get the greater. Not, you only put in 100, but because of the good returns you were earning, it grew to 150. They will get the 150. So 1 and 4, final answer. Correct. All right, number 9, a hard question. It says, mortality risk as associated with the variable annuity is best described as being associated with, if you watched my video, one of the last pages towards the end of the slide deck, I went through the different risks of annuities and who has those risks. The insurance company has some risks and the account holder or the investor has some risks. Mortality risk is relative to the insurer, the insurance company. And it comes into play if you were to pass away early and they're going to have to pay out that death benefit. They're not counting on you passing away unexpected and early. They're not counting on having to dish out that cash so soon. And that's going to kind of mess up their plans, so to speak. So that is a risk for them. So we're going to look for an answer that kind of encapsulates that. The annuitant passing away earlier than expected. Yes, that is going to be a associated risk with variable annuities. Number 2, no. That's the opposite of number 1. All right, and then we've got to pick between 3 and 4. The account's value is less than the basis. That would be beneficial to the insurance company if they had to pay out less than the basis. Right? If the account's value is greater than the basis, however, due to the death benefit, they have to pay the greater of those two numbers. That makes it more of a risk to the insurance company. So I think the correct answer should be 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Final answer. I had it backwards. All right. I had it backwards on the value of the account. Let's see what it says here. If the account has declined in value below its basis, the insurance company must make up the difference. While this risk is applicable only to the insurance company, not the investor, it is common to charge an M&E to compensate the company for the risk. I guess I'm just thinking about this the wrong way. Because if number 3, if I think about it the correct way, if the annuitant had put in $100,000 and the account balance because of bad investments had fallen to $75,000, now the insurance company is only holding 75, but they got to pay out 100 because that was the basis. So that is actually the correct way to think about it. So 1 and 3 is the correct answer. And now I understand why. I just, bad thinking will screw you up. All right. That's why we do these quizzes and we keep doing them and keep doing them. An investor opens a variable annuity and signs up to make periodic contributions over the next several years. Which statements are true over the life of the annuity? The number of accumulation units will stay fixed. No. You should have increasing accumulation units as you make contributions. The number of accumulation units will vary. Yeah, that should be true. The number of annuity units will stay fixed. The number of annuity units will vary. It's got to be 2 and 4 because we're talking about a variable annuity. Annuity units flow from accumulation units. So I'm going to go with 2 and 4. 2 and 3. All right. What did I screw up? Oh, because once you annuitize, it's locked. God damn it. All right. Let's read the explanation. Once the investor reaches retirement, they may opt to annuitize the contract and collect payments for life. If this occurs, accumulations convert to a fixed number. See, these little things. So the accumulation units vary. You gain as you contribute. But once you decide to annuitize and get that payment benefit for life, they convert to a fixed number. Again, that was, I understand the issue. I was kind of thinking that as you're accumulating, well, your annuity units are going up too. That was my thought process, but I shouldn't be thinking like that. The annuity units don't come into play till you turn the key and tell the insurance company, now annuitize my investment. And then they take all those accumulation units you've been accumulating over the years and they convert them into a fixed number of annuity units. So I got it. Let's see how bad or good I did. That is the end of the 10 questions. 80%. Not as good as I would have liked to do. I mean, I'm mostly on all of these sections getting 90 or 100%. I got 55% yesterday when I took this. So 80% is an improvement, but we identified a few key areas I still need to do a little bit of extra studying on. And I will do that. And then take some more quizzes. So maybe you guys found this interesting. If you are studying for the Series 65, 66, 6, or 7, sub to the channel. Let me know how your process and progress is going. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me down below in the comments. I'm also on X. Tomorrow's the last trading day of the week, the last trading day of this retail earnings period. Been some interesting numbers come out for those of you that are traders. And maybe we'll have time to talk about all of that this weekend on some weekend live streams. And most of this week for me has been cracking the books here on finishing up, getting ready to go take this test. So if you haven't heard from me, I'm here. I'm just nose to the grindstone, my friends. I can sleep a little better tonight knowing I got 80%. Last night was rough. Tony don't sleep good on 55%. Have a good night. We will see you tomorrow morning.
You got a candle down by the dip, gotta hold our ground. We've been waiting for so long, hedges rain will soon be gone. A green candle up, a red candle down by the dip, gotta hold our ground. Hedges gains are dead and gone, but the shorts we're going long. If you down, it's sitting there, if you love it by the shed. A green candle up, a red candle down, by the dip, gotta hold our ground. We've been waiting for so long, heavy rain will soon be gone. A green candle up, a red candle down, by the dip,